Next important types of nuclear decay is beta decay. We discuss alpha decay, which involves elimination of alpha particle. But the beta decay involves elimination of beta particle. Beta particle is nothing but a beam of electron. So there are two kinds of beta decay. One is beta plus decay and beta minus decay. It's very simple. You just look at here. In the beta minus decay, so C614 convert into so nitrogen N714 and it gives antineutrino and electron. So in this case, it eliminates, you just eliminate one electron. And in this decay, so here just this is carbon of atomic number 6, and mass number 14, atomic number 6. Then after undergo beta decay, the atomic number increased by 1, then it becomes 7, and mass number remains same 14, and it gives one antineutrino and one electron. So this is called as beta minus decay. It is called as beta minus decay because the particle, the projectile having negative charge. You know what is the meaning of projectile? The byproduct of nuclear reaction, it is called as projectile. It is having negative charge, that's why it is called as beta minus decay. So here atomic number is increased by 1 unit. It is just because you just observe here in the parent nuclei, so it has 6 proton and 8 neutron. But in the daughter nuclei, it has 7 protons and 7 neutron. So here 6 proton, so proton number is increased by 1 and neutron number is decreased. So why? Because here 1 neutron is converted into proton plus it gives electron and antineutrino. It will give one antineutrino. So because of, so if 1 neutron is converted into proton, the daughter nuclei must be 1 neutron less compared to parent, that is here it is 8 and here it is 7, and so 1 proton must be increased because 1 neutron is converted into 1 proton. So before it is 6 proton, then it becomes 7, then it becomes N7 14 and it gives electron. But in case of beta plus decay, so here carbon of atomic number 6, and you please observe the arrow mark, dear students, of atomic number 6 and its mass number. So it is also isotope of carbon. It is called as C10 carbon, mass number 10. It has 6 proton and 4 neutron. Dear students, while observing the chemical reaction, in order to understand the reaction, you must notice the change in atomic number and mass number. And after that, you must know why it is changing. Whether proton is undergo conversion or neutron converting. So you must able to notice that, identify the changes exactly which is happening in the nuclear reaction. So here in this case, it is another isotope of carbon. So C610. Then it becomes so boron. So it becomes boron. So atomic number is decreased by 1 unit, but mass number remains same. Why? Because here it is 6 proton and here it is 5 proton, but here it is 4 proton and here 1 proton number is 1 neutron is increased. So why? Because in the beta plus decay, it gives neutrino plus positron. Positron is the particle, so which is having same mass of an electron, but it carrying positive charge. It carrying positive charge. So this is called as positron. That means positron, it has same as that of electron, but it carry positive charge. So this is called as positron. It emits positron. That's why it is called as beta plus decay. So in this case, 1 proton is converted into neutron and it emits 1 positron. It emits 1 positron and neutrino. So that's why 1 proton number is decreased and atomic number decreased by 1 unit, and 1 neutron is increased, so atomic number increases by, so decreases by 1. That's why so this becomes 5. And in this case the mass number remains constant, because here 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, and here 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. That's why mass number remains same. So this is called as beta decay. So it is called as beta. There are two kinds. One is beta minus and beta plus. Beta minus is due to elimination of electron, and beta plus is due to elimination of positron. Next important decay is gamma decay. Dear students, you know gamma radiation. So it is the one of the electromagnetic radiation which is having highest frequency and lowest wavelength, and it is a highly energetic electromagnetic radiation in electromagnetic spectrum. So this gamma decay means you just observe the element technetium. So for atomic number 43 and mass number 99, so it is in excited state. This is also unstable. So this is in a highly energy state. So it becomes stable and it come to ground state by emitting some radiations of high energy. So that is gamma radiation. Such type of decay process in which mass number and atomic number is same, but the energy state may vary. It come from higher energy to lower energy. While coming back from higher energy to lower energy, it is going to emit the energy in the form of radiation. That is, it emits gamma rays. That's why it is called as gamma radiation. So based on the three kinds of decay process which we have discussed, Soddy, Fajans and Russell proposed one law. That law is called as group displacement law. This law is going to connect the relationship between radioactive decay process and the position in the periodic table. This law is mainly focusing on how the position of elements in the periodic table varies on varying different types of activity. If it's undergo alpha decay, what happens? Beta decay. So now let us take the first example. Uranium, it undergo alpha decay. You know what is alpha decay? It eliminates alpha particle. You just observe here. You just notice the change in atomic number and mass number, and you have to notice that whether atomic number is increased or decreased between parent and daughter nuclei. Once again, so the reactant, this is called as parent nuclei, and this is called as daughter nuclei, and this is called as ejectile. This is called as ejectile. This is called as ejectile. So in this case, so you just observe the variation of atomic number and mass number. Here atomic number is decreased by 2 units. Mass number is decreased by 4 units, and it gives helium nuclei. You just observe in the periodic table, for example, if this is the position of uranium, if this is the position of uranium in the periodic table, if it's undergo alpha decay, what happens? So its atomic number, for example, 92. Then if it's undergo alpha decay, then it becomes thorium. Thorium, so this is 91 and 90, and it occupy 2 positions left in the 2 column left in the periodic table. That is, if it undergo alpha decay, what happens? So in the periodic table, the position of element changed in such a way that so it shifts 2 column left in the periodic table if it undergo alpha decay. And you just observe this beta decay. In this beta decay, atomic number is increased by 1 unit and mass number remains same. So for example, consider this is the carbon 14 in the periodic table. It's undergo beta decay, what happens? So then it's converted into nitrogen. So what happens here? So here one position shift towards right side, that is shifting of carbon to nitrogen, that is one column shift towards right side takes place if it's undergo beta decay, and if it's undergo alpha decay, so two columns shifts takes place. So this is called as Soddy-Fawkes and Russell's group displacement law. It explains, so on undergoing different decay process, it is going to tell how the position of elements shifts either towards left or right. So this is what this group displacement law, it can be stated as, on emission of an alpha particle, the new element lies two column left in the periodic table. So two column left, just observe here. And on the emission of beta particle, the new element lies on one column right in the periodic table. This is what Soddy-Fawkes and Russell group displacement law. So my dear students, so we were understood alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay, and also the mechanism. So why it undergo alpha decay and how it undergo alpha decay, beta decay and gamma decay. And based on three kinds of decay, we also understood group displacement law. Next, so as I told, there are more than 35 radioactive elements are there. Not all the radioactive elements emits the radiation in the same extent. Some elements emit the radiation for 1 hour, some elements emit the radiation for 30 minutes, some elements emits the radiation for 1 year, 2 year, so more than 500 year, thousands year, so like that. So continuously they are emitting radiation. So here there is a relationship between time and amount of radiation emitted by the radioactive element. It depends on nature of radioactive elements. So there is a relationship between, and not all the radioactive elements emit the radiation in the same rate. There is a different rate of emitting radiation. So now we are going to derive mathematical expression. It is going to relate the rate of a nuclear reaction.